Good morning, brave awakened ones. Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics here. And I am going to be I'm starting right now, this new video series that I am guided to called New Revelations. And it's basically what New Revelations is. It is the pre-news, the pre-current events and insight into current events. And the reason why I'm doing this, first of all, the hawks that I've been seeing, okay, they finally revealed why they've been hanging around me, and it's because I am to start delivering these revelations, these pre-current events. Which I did do one on the 30th of January 2019, a couple of days ago. Before I begin, I'd like to say thank you to my Patreons, thank you to my supporters and subscribers, and I will hang out for the end of the video where I'll be giving information about my webinars, sessions, services, and books. Okay, here we go. So the new revelations, that's the title. Every time I come on, that's when you see in the title New Revelations, I will have the date, which is called the NRV, the date and the number, the NRV number. So that way you can go back, and I can go back and refer to that certain video on that certain date when it actually happens. And whenever I receive, I don't go digging for confirmation. Confirmation always comes to me, whether it be somebody sending me the confirmation or I happen across the confirmation. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. It's not to say my other videos, I'm going to stop doing my other videos. This is part of my new my up-leveling, my leveling up, because I am fully connected to the higher 5D mind grid. Not only that, not only am I fully connected to the higher 5D mind grid now, but I also am a guardian of the gate of the 5D mind grid and of the higher mind grid. And also, I've always had these abilities. Some of these things I'm going to tell you, I've actually known for a few years now. I've told maybe a couple of people who've asked. That includes friends and family, like when it's really big. But now it's time for me to really go out there. Think of it as of like, like the truther community, the true news community, like Jordan Sather, and We Are Free TV. She's awesome. I like her. Even though she has a conservative, uses that dualistic language, but she still comes from a very spiritual, loving place, and so does Jordan. So, and also We Are Change TV, those guys are cool too. They're a bit millennium-ish, but, they're cool too. So that it's coming from that end, but more of I'm an oracle, coming from like an oracle end, somebody who could see like I can, and who has that connection, that higher connection. So think of it that way. Think of it like you're getting your true news from me that way. Okay, so the first thing I want to touch upon is the first report, revelation, the first new revelation, which I reported on January 30th, the morning of January 30th, 2019, a few days ago, was the Pope's self-ousting. Now, I got confirmation. I received confirmation from a subscriber, and he pointed out an article which came out on the 31st, the next day. And when did it come out? When do you think? 11:11 a.m. And it's from the Daily Mail. It's a UK news organization. It's a very popular UK news organization called the Daily Mail. Now, whenever I receive these articles or videos that confirms my new revelations, I will post them in the community page, okay? My community page of higherrealmholistics.com. I will mention it. I will always start off a video by mentioning, yeah, okay, I got confirmation. This is what's going on. But you will see the actual article or video, blog, whatever it is, in the community page. That link will always be in the community page, okay? So yeah, I got confirmation on the Pope's self-ousting, and what the Daily Mail pulled out, it was WikiLeaks who's doing this, who exposed what's going on, okay? And again, it was the Pope. Like I said, it was the Pope, and there was his picture with this guy from one of those Masonic, organizations. And the cover story that the Vatican's coming up with is that he's going against doctrine. That's the way it was. That's the revelation I received. That he is going. The cover story they're going to cover it. The cover story of him leaving is that he is going against doctrine, Catholic doctrine. So that is why he's going to choose to step down. And he's going to say he regrets the mistake that he made, but he felt, he was trying to save lives by agreeing that contraception and condoms, passing out condoms, was okay. Like he's going to try to go out like he's a good guy. But what they're really doing is the real tea from Lady V, okay? It's really, they're trying to pull in Obama. Just like the deep state, the exact words I received was, they're pulling in Obama. So, in other words, the Pope that's going to take over, who's going to try to pull the Obama, is this, I think he's from Kenya. Is it? Somewhere from Africa. I know he's African. He's going to step in. He's the new black Pope. So they're trying to pull in Obama, if you know what I mean. Okay? So that's the deal with the Pope. And how funny, 11/11, the next day it happened. I said it was going to happen this week. On the 30th when I made the report. It was so fresh when I received that knowing, that insight, revelation, whatever you want to call it. On the 30th of the morning of the 30th, I saw it happening. When I get these revelations, I'm actually there on that timeline, in that scene, and I'm seeing it happen. So that's how it goes for me. Like I'm wide awake like this. I'm just like, all of a sudden I'm in the scene, in the room with the people, like shh, like keeping quiet, like, oh my God, can they hear me? And there were times I've been on certain timelines and seeing things that I'm witnessing, things going on, that they feel me. They do feel my presence. Think of Harry Potter and the Invisible Cloak. It's very much that. It's very much Harry Potter with the invisible cloak, but I'm not wearing a cloak. I'm just there. Okay, so that takes care of story number one. Story number two, weather wars. Gaia versus the Cabal, or deep state, whatever you want to call them. What is going on now with the weather? The true tea from Lady V when it comes to the weather is that some of it is man-made, quote unquote, is geoengineering, and some of it is Gaia, is of Earth. She is literally in a war over her own body. She spoke to me herself. Oh yeah, I want to tell you where I'm getting my information from. Where I get my information from is from the higher 5D mind grid, and also from Gaia's Akashic records, even as they're going on. And also, again, I remote view. Okay, and my remote viewing is via these avenues. Okay, so it's literally Gaia. She told me herself that she is in this weather war, and it's literally over her body. Not just over, it's over her body. That's the one reason. And number two is that, yeah, it's over her body. A lot is going on in Antarctica. She is fighting to expose Antarctica, and they're fighting to keep Antarctica. And it is, they don't want the rest of humanity, of Earthlians and I'm not going to say earthlings because that term has been so bastardized and made fun of. It, you know, you say earthlings, they think, oh, aliens, oh, you know. No, that's why I'm going to say earthlians. Just like Palladians, earthlians. IANS at the end of earth. So they don't want the rest of the world to know what they've hiding, what they've been doing up there. So that's why they're trying to come up with the whole limited exposure, partial, you know, partial unveiling thing. But Gaia like wants to rip it all down. Let's put it that way. She wants to rip it all down and say, look, this is what's going on. And again, I've been saying with the geoengineering and the spraying, what's going on. But I want to get more specific. When you see those X marks the spots, have it known there's a very powerful light worker there. I was shown very clearly, have it known there's a very powerful light worker there, and they're trying to get to you. That is what the X marks the spot is. You or somebody next to you, whatever. Because I have pictures going back for a couple of years when I really started noticing the X marks the spot above my head constantly. And like, I went through this period of 2018, literally in a week's time, I got into 3 car accidents. And I have photographs of X marks the spot above me every single time, and a helicopter. And I was being targeted. And if you see that, know that you're being targeted. They're trying to do something. They're up to some funny business, okay? And I was never hurt. The accidents were always very minor tail benders, except for one that I had a couple years ago that I ended up on top of somebody's lawn. But me and the kid that was speeding and ran the light and said that he didn't know what was going on. He felt like something controlled his car. And sure enough, something did control his car. That neither one of us got hurt. And the mom and the kid who was waiting at the bus stop right in front of their home, they didn't get hurt either. Both our cars were totaled, but still, you know, there are forces out there helping us. Okay. So that's the war over Gaia's body, the weather wars. That's what's going on now with the weather. It's literally a struggle between the Cabal deep state and Gaia herself. All the earthquakes that are going on, volcanoes erupting, and also that's also another way I was shown. You could agree with this or not. You could, you know, that's okay. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying. You'll see, you know, follow up. You'll see. I've had plenty of people doubt me and then come back and apologize. But also it's a way of Gaia cleansing herself, you know, of who is not going to be in alignment, who's not in alignment with her higher vibration, with her 5-dimensional and higher vibration. She's no longer going to tolerate anyone of lower vibration on her. And that's the separation. And is it going to get worse? Yeah, it's going to get a lot more, quote unquote, worse. We're going to see a lot more also. And I do have to give a warning, a heads up when it comes to the, not going to say I will say, I'll put it this way and you guys could figure it out. The Center for Disease Creation, which is located in a state in the southeast, in a city. Let's pinpoint it from the state to the city in the southeast, because I don't want my video to get banned, so that's why I'm not saying it fully. Yeah, there's a lot going on there, okay? And that's why I'm so happy my daughter is finally going to move out of there. And I know my sister's going to move out of there. And I got news from very close friends of mine since high school. They're going to be moving down to Savannah. And basically, that's going to be a ground zero for a disease. A lot has already come out of there. In that the perimeters of that city, anyone who lives there, you'll know. And when I moved from New York to there, I was only there for 3 years. I've never had a stomach virus, stomach flu and stuff like that. Never. But my daughter started constantly getting it. My older sister was constantly getting it. Her kids were constantly getting it. It never hit me, and it never hit my son. So I noticed it was hitting those who are not light workers. So they were constantly getting it, because not all of my sister has 6 kids. Not all of them got it. Okay. So they release a lot there, and there's a test that it's basically a testing ground over there, as is some parts of Haiti when it came, and they tried to use the Keys also with the release of the diseased infused mosquitoes, but Florida fought it off. And I was about to go to a mission in Haiti where they actually did it. They released them, and they attacked children and was killing children with very, very high fevers. And it was the freaking mosquitoes. But it's okay, mother effers. I'm on this, especially for Haiti and for South Florida. I'm on this. I got you. I got you. Just wanted to give that special message out to them. I got you. I see you. I see you. Okay? We all see you. But just a FYI warning. Also, when it comes to flus, also, that's another ground zero for flus and respiratory ailments, spraying of the aerosols, respiratory ailments that are quote unquote viral, but are not viral. That's what the doctors and nurses tell you when they don't know what the heck else to tell you. Because I know, I'm in the ER, been there for a long time. My sister was always an ER nurse too. So I know, okay? That's what we tell you when we don't know what else to tell you. A lot of respiratory ailments. Again, the stomach flus, the stomach, quote unquote flus, stomach viruses. Again, viral. You're going to hear that word a lot. Viral. It's viral. Some virus. Whenever you hear that, know that it's Cabal made. Okay. And that area, because the Center for Disease Creation is there, it's coming out of there. And that's why that's going around in that perimeter. Okay. Just know that. Alrighty, so I covered that. That was report number 2. Report number 3. Coming out of New York. Y'all know what I'm going to talk about. The new abortion laws, okay, in New York. And the reason, there's a very practical, let's put it this way, practical for them, reason why that abortion law was so needed right now. They actually did not want to pull it out because it really shows their ass. And they knew there was going to be a backlash and uproar, but they need it so bad. They need it for the blood sacrifice. And the specific reason why they need it now was because they could not we foiled that eclipse energy that they needed so bad to boost up the 3D, because the 3D grid is so collapsed and so broke down. So now the reason how and also they need that because they're quote unquote heads of those families, 12, 13 families, whatever it is, they need that energy. They needed that energy so bad to keep themselves alive and going. We're going to see a lot of them drop dead. The lower ones are going to start dropping dead. And the heads are like, I was shown how they're in these dark, dark dungeons, and they're constantly being fed the blood, constantly through IV, constantly being given the blood, like almost like a dialysis machine. And you know what story? American Horror Stories, the one that Lady Gaga was on. Again, they put the truth in plain sight. American Horror Stories, the series that Gaga was on with the vampires, that is exactly how they get their energy. See how she kept young? She had the children hooked up to the IV, hooked up to the dialysis kidney machines. She had those women in cages where they were, again, hooked up to those machines. Literally, that is what they're doing. Literally, that is what they're doing. They're getting their energy from that. They're not necessarily drinking the blood. They do in ceremonies, but they get hooked up and that's how they're getting the blood. They're torturing the people and getting the blood that way, and all the adrenochrome and all the other, it's not just adrenochrome. They need a lot of energy, the fear energy, all of that from that literal light energy, because again, they can't produce light and they can't exist in this realm without actual light energy. What time is it? Okay. They cannot produce light. So that is how they get their light energy. And they're so gone far, again with the Hermetics, into the negative polarization further and further and further, where it's getting to the point where they're literally going to implode on themselves, that they need as much as possible. So that is why they're doing the New York abortion, late term abortion, and they're going to do their darndest to get these ignorant women to, and ignorant doctors, greed also with the doctors, major greed. I've been there, trust me. Not that I've participated in that. Don't believe in it. Never did. Where the doctors are going to perform these murders. And it is murder. I had a friend long time ago when I lived in LA, when I was like 20, 21 years old, who had a late term abortion. And I saw the baby come out live. It does come out live, and they do kill it. They try to kill it in the wound, but they do try to keep it intact as much as possible because they want the body parts on top of that. And that is true. It's not made up. I've actually seen it. I was wondering whether or not to share the story. Umbilical cord and all. And she freaked out because she woke up in the process of it. Freaked the fuck out. I didn't freak out. I was just like, kind of expected it. Not much surprises me from all this stuff I've seen when it comes to remote viewing, and been doing it since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So not much shocks me. I've seen worse. So yeah, that's the deal with New York, with the New York abortions, which of course they're going to, this is like, New York was the testing ground. And all those women that you saw cheering, they were all, they're all part of it. Those weren't just regular off the street people or people who want women's rights and stuff like that. Literally, it was a whole setup. The whole stage was a setup. It was all a setup. That's what it was. And it was just that particular part. The room was not completely filled with people. You know how they are. They manipulate the cameras and everything, you know, bullshit news. Trump got it right one way when he called the news bullshit. You know, was it fake news? Yeah, it really is. Okay, so the New York abortion was the third one. Thought there was one more that I wanted to bring up. New York abortion was that. Yeah, I guess that's it for now. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it for now. Okay, if anyone's interested in sessions with me or in my webinars, which I'm having one today, the webinar I'm having today is a virtual healing circle where I do Reiki and tapping. So that's what I'll be doing today. And then tomorrow I start my 4-part series. It's a 4-part series. Or you could purchase each one separately, or you could purchase the entire 4-pack, the 4-pack, the 4 classes. And that is deconstructing the Cabalion and applying the Hermetic principles to our lives now. That is what that is about, because that is, I'm here to master the mind, rule the material, master the mind. So that is my function. That is how I live by. So we'll be doing that. Okay. And also you can purchase my book. I wish I had it with me. How the Caterpillar Flew, A Journey of Self-Discovery. It's a beautifully illustrated hardcover children's rhyme book. And it's to awaken the hidden potential in your young one or in yourself. And it's available all major online book retailers. I have autographed copies available on my website, but if you want it fast, you could go to all major online book retailers. And coming to the shelves of Barnes & Nobles very soon, I have my big Barnes & Nobles book signing February 16 in Miami. Yay! So anything else? Yeah, my meditations that I've done are also available for purchase on higherrealmholistics.com. And I'll also be putting the link to my Patreon page and also my blog, which is really good information to go on the blog, Divine Young Souls at blogspot.com. Okay, everyone. So that was the New Revelations report for today, February 2nd, 2019. Yeah. And again, check out the community page where I'll be posting, you know, if I receive articles or any confirmations on what I'm saying whenever they come. Alrighty, so we already won. Now is the sweep up, clean up time. Okay, and don't go into a tailspin and a panic when it comes to your loved ones who you feel are not awakened or awakening. You'll be very shocked. Like I said, my daughter, who was trying her best to stay unawakened, shocked me a couple of days ago when she finally came to and is starting to realize her full potential. Is her, she's coming into self-awareness. It's all about coming into conscious awareness. So she came into conscious awareness, thank goodness. And my sister came into conscious awareness, and a good friend of mine came into conscious awareness. So they're coming, They have until 2022 to come into conscious awareness. Does it get tougher and tougher and tougher time goes on? Yeah. And by 2024, everything is different when it comes to money, when it comes to banking, when it comes to the government itself. Everything is going to be completely different by 2024. Between 2022 and 2024, that is like the big changeover. Right now, it's the cleanup. 2022 to 2024, it's like the dust is settled, and it's the complete changeover. Like, we're changing over now. We're starting to build the light workers. We're starting to, right now, February 1st, yesterday started it, getting ourselves together, getting the money, the people, and the resources, and knowing exactly what we're supposed to be doing, because by spring, by April 1st, I should say, we will have what we need. Whether you think so or not, you'll have what you need. That includes me too, to start building our pockets of heaven. And check out the video I made called Chains of Glory, which was a wonderful revelation given by my higher self, to show that, the money and the people and the resources is coming in this time. The Chains of Glory is a rare white flower that blossoms only in the winter time and early spring, which is where we are right now, late winter, going into early spring, going into April 1st, okay? So, and it's not just for light workers too, it's also for those who unawaken, who manage to awaken, who are coming into higher consciousness too, also, okay? So, that's it. Lady V out. We already got this. We already won. We got this. All right? So, stay tuned. Okay? I'll be giving these new revelations as they come in. All right.